Happy Lunar New Year. Today we're coming back to the USA to look at Tony Hsieh's book, Delivering Happiness, which I am giving 4 stars. Now, Tony Hsieh is what I call a purebred entrepreneur, and the wisdom in these guys is so worthwhile reading. He's probably best known for being CEO of Zappos, which he sold to Amazon in 2009. He's writing around that period of time. This is 10 years later. The guy's only in his 40s. He's super young when he's writing this. But he already had a huge history of being super successful in building companies. He sold a company to Microsoft Link Exchange for $250 million. The guy is awesome. Now, I took off 1 star because as a purebred entrepreneur, the dude is telling these stories in such a simple manner that a lot of folks could easily miss some of the wisdom of that thought process. I mean, they've been just thinking in a certain way for so long, it just doesn't even occur to them that they might want to stop and highlight that. Now, that said, if you're used to the purebred entrepreneurs, you're gonna pull out all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna give you 3 takeaways. The first big takeaway is this power to manifest. And I know people think this book is about customer service, delivering happiness is the title, so I get it, fair point. But I actually think this is the organizing theme. And the quote comes on page 72. Now, he's at a party and this woman comes up to him because of various events. I'm not gonna do the spoilers. And she says, envision, create, and believe in your own universe, and the universe will form around you. That's manifestation. And to me, every single person is gonna have their own vision of what they wanna manifest. But this idea is still the takeaway. In his case, it was customer service. It was this awesome culture that was all these things that created a pipeline for others to come through with him. Okay, but the takeaway is the manifestation, and that's what I think is profound. Second thing has to do with the importance of business judgment. And this, I think, is really valid over and above all the other catchphrases that have been latched onto this book. For example, Tony has never called it pivoting because he didn't pivot. He came in, he saw the company was not doing what it was supposed to be doing, he fixed it. Now, also, there was a bunch of bets he took as far as like what was the right judgment call, but we got to talk about the fact that this man is already refined as a purebred, his judgment. He's got this pipeline that he creates to develop judgment, and then he gets people that are really in love with what they do. And I think a lot of folks will focus on the love part and they don't realize that he's actually created this how do we get these people to be better professional stuff. That's judgment more than anything else. Match love with Yes, he talks about loving what you do, but at the same time, he's creating an environment and a pipeline that allows that to be commercial and allows that ambition to be successful. That's really key. Now, the third thing I just love is this idea that people are just people. I mean, he's already wildly successful. He don't need to put himself out there to be judged by others or anything like that. But this book comes across not only as like, hey, I thought this would be helpful, but also, like he's a real funny guy. I thought the FAQs at the end where he's like, can you talk like a lawyer? And he talks like all the jargon. And he's like, can you talk like a banker? And then there's like all the jargon. Hysterical. Love it. I think this down-to-earthness that he still somehow maintains, or at least communicates in this book. I don't know what he's like in person. I'd love to meet the guy. But that's so key because it really tells you that anyone can turn their life around and, become the next whatever it is. Speed reading stats. This book is 246 pages in Goodreads. I'm seeing 180 in my e-reader. It took me about 45 minutes to read. If you want to know about speed reading, come find me. I'd like to thank everyone for liking, hearting, sharing, commenting, giving me books to read that you think are awesome. It's been a real fun experience, and I will see you tomorrow.